Hi guys, Office Blokes David.
I was waiting for that. I was even like holding my cheek and he's going to do it right now.
I think I missed it by about a second, but I am editing this, so maybe I can leave it in.
Just leave it in. Oh my God. So we've just reacted to Tina S.
Through the Fire and the Flames.
And my cheeks are so sore. Like I am smiling so hard during that whole video.
Yeah.
Absolute joy. But yes, hello, Obi, Dave and Ash.
There you go. Make sure you like and subscribe before we get into it. I'm really loving having Ash on the channel. It's awesome. It's added a great new dynamic to it.
Yeah.
Fresh. Just freshened everything up, basically. Like I love reacting on my own. I love all the reactions I've done. I'm going to continue to do it. But it's nice being able to bounce off someone with a lot of these things. It really is.
Also because I'm a dope and I'm so easily swayed.
I'm the dope in this relationship. Jesus. Barely holding it all together. Anyway, I'm joking. We're going to do a bit more REN.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you not read it?
No, I'm not paying attention. I was like rubbing my cheeks.
I know.
Not those cheeks.
We're going to do... It's my job.
Seriously.
We're going to do REN for Joe, which is only 3 weeks old. And this is the one that I talked to you about when I reacted to it. So I've heard this. I've reacted to this song when it first came out.
Yeah.
I think I released my reaction within an hour of it coming out.
Is that the one where I was sat in the kitchen waiting for you to finish?
It probably was, actually. I think it was. But people live streamed their reaction to it on YouTube when it got released as a premiere.
Right.
And then that video went public as a video. So within 10 minutes of this being released, there was reactions to it on YouTube.
Wow. I'm not surprised. I mean, REN's incredible, so...
But this is the one where I talked about his friend like jumped off the bridge.
And he was running
over
late.
the Menai Straits,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Anglesey. Which, funnily enough, might be where I'm going with the kids in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And he was allegedly on his way to meet him.
Running late.
Running late. And he raised loads of money for the RNLI off the back of this and stuff. And it was like, it's a very good song. But there's not much else to say about it. Again, I don't like to say too much before songs. I like you to just experience it and see how you feel.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Right, REN for Joe. Let's get into it.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside the trunk, inside the pickup truck, then dumped that whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as hell. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Justin, Sega, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. Distance is my plaster cast to tell the truth. The day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying. And holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you, absurd, fuck. domino it falls. Across the way another's born. How you're supposed to raise a child and give it courage from a storm. In a world that is confusing, contradictions pave our flaws. Some will say we're only human, others judge us for our flaws. Some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tattered clothes. Some will die before they live, that's just how the story goes. But for those of us still with us, who reside inside our hearts, tell them proudly how you feel. And for those of us who aren't, freckled angels stand strong, freckled angels live on, freckled angels.
I absolutely hate to pause it, I really do, but we're three and a half minutes in. I didn't want to pause it. No, I did it.
I can't talk.
You don't have to, it's fine. It's deep though, isn't it?
Incredibly deep.
I remember you coming in after I reacted to this and I was just like quiet and just sad.
I had no idea.
Beautiful tribute though. Like
unbelievable tribute. It's like when he talks about like he can't even feel angry, and then every time he looks down it's just tranquil waters.
Then he can't wave goodbye to the hearse because they never found him because of how he went. It's brutal, that really is. That's one of the reasons I think the RNLI is so important to him, because they looked for him for days. And they're all volunteers.
Yeah. Like I said, I volunteered raising money for them, but...
It's crazy, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
One bit that gets me, and this is like only the second time I've watched this video, is when it was like the lyrics were extremely deep and it got very emotional. He just went to that piano break where the piano was beautiful.
It's unbelievable. I didn't know he was going to be playing piano. Like, I know you said that he's played on piano now.
I think I told you at the time. I think I was like, I couldn't believe how well he can play the piano.
He's such an incredible artist. Like, that was so heartfelt and so beautifully done. And it's tough talking about suicide. And there's been a lot of mixed things. Like, you and I have talked a lot about my past, and for a long time I thought it was very cowardly because of one particular person in my life that was using it as an excuse to get attention or get out of the things that they were doing. And then I went through similar, and it's hard to talk about stuff like this, and he does it so well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really emotional.
It's fine. This is one where we could do it. It'd be amazing to do it the whole way through if we would have thought about it without a pause, and then just go back and just break down every little bit. But let's do it.
World that is confusing, contradictions pave our flaws. Some will say we're only human, others judge us for our flaws. Some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tattered clothes. Some will die before they live, that's just how the story goes. But for those of us still with us, who reside inside our hearts, tell them proudly how you feel. And for those of us who aren't, freckled angels stand strong, freckled angels live on, freckled angels climb higher, freckled angels still inspire, freckled angels won't forget you, teach me to live my life better. 13 years and still I miss you, now my wings are missing feather. Otherwise I'd come and join you, but for now I'm here on earth, stuck inside this mortal body, but for everything it's worth. Made me braver, made me wiser, made me stronger, made me true, made me face the world with courage, and that's all because of you. Freckled angels laugh the hardest, and their hearts, they are the largest. With their wings, they fly the farthest. So I know you're gonna be okay. Freckled angels live the longest, and their minds, they are the strongest. Oh, their friends, they are the fondest. So I know you're gonna be okay.
I like how he turns it at the end, and he's like, obviously the guy must have been quite freckly.
Yeah.
But to talk about like they're the best kind of angels, and he still like changed his life and made him a better person. Oh, I'm gonna.
I purposely didn't do that last tonight because I didn't want us to end on like just being really sad. But it's a beautiful song. Like, I think a testament to people's lives is what happens after they die. In a lot of cases, how many people
It's the ones who are
care
left behind.
enough. You know, whenever I was at a funeral recently, and it was packed, and it was like I went to my uncle's funeral a few years ago, and they couldn't even. They had to leave the doors to the place open, and there was loads of people outside. I always think, what a testament to a human when when it's like that.
Yeah.
And then you see that and think, that's such a beautiful tribute to what was obviously an extremely special person to Ren.
Oh yeah, it's always the ones left behind, isn't it, that have to remember everything.
It's sad. I think about it a lot as a parent, especially a parent of a little boy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's the biggest cause of death between, I think, 18 and 30 or 18 and 40 for men. And you think, like, I think about it every day.
I know.
I really do, because it'd absolutely destroy my world if something like that happened.
Obviously, I don't like talking about my experience, but I've told you, obviously, I was quite unwell. And like hearing him say things like that and then feeling the way he did, it was a big part of what saved me was family and friends being like, you can't just go. It's not fair.
Yeah. I think that's important, listening, to be honest. I think if someone's actually really... Because I've had a friend go that way as well, but we weren't crazy close at the time, but we used to message every now and again. And I think sometimes people need to hear something like that and go, actually...
You are loved,
I'm important
you are
to someone,
appreciated, yeah.
And just being important to one person might be enough for a lot of people to just go, you know what, I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Definitely.
Fucking deep though, isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable. What an artist. He has got such a wide range in music, and every single time he's moved me in so many ways. His lyrics are incredible. He's fun, but he's emotional and deep, and he's obviously got a real idea of how the world is at the moment with the struggle with the politics and the way people treat him and how he's dealt with his life and his own trauma. Yeah.
I think some of the most talented people out there, like there's lots of talented people, but what they do is quite hollow.
Yeah.
And what's missing is the life experience sprinkled on top and the actual genuine emotion and hurt.
He's been through a lot.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm not a big fan of happy music a lot of the time, because I'm like, it's shallow in a lot of cases. And when someone's been through some things, whether they choose to articulate that in a heavy song where it's pain, or in a sad song like that, or even like just put a piano and a cello together sometimes and the arrangement can be upsetting. I think that's so much more substantial.
I agree with you, but I do like the happy music because you see how emotional I am.
Yeah,
and we went to see Lord of the Rings, like orchestra, and I started crying my eyes out at one of the Star Wars songs. But I couldn't have that on all the time. I think I'd be a miserable,
I find
little ball in the corner.
I find a huge comfort in melancholy. And it's a weird thing to explain to people, but
I need the happy. Otherwise I'd drown.
Maybe I just do it to myself, I don't know. But I like melancholy and sort of sadness like that in a lot of cases is like a warm blanket. That's how it feels to me, where it's just like...
I sink
it's
too low.
comforting because it's so familiar.
No, I need the happy bouncy, otherwise I sink too low. Anyway, very deep, very personal conversation. I'm not very good at sharing stuff about myself. I get
You don't need to. Only ever share what you're comfortable sharing. You've got no responsibility to anyone to bear all on camera and stuff like that.
I don't want to.
Whatever you want to do or don't want to do, that's fine. And I can always edit stuff out afterwards as well. Yeah. But I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. It's a very, very deep one. A tough watch.
Yeah.
But a beautiful song, and what a tribute.
Yeah. And it's absolutely beautiful because hopefully it puts a really good message out there to everyone who's struggling.
There's a ranted lyric of all the bands out there that's he's sort of singing about Joe Strummer, and he says, because through music we can live forever. And I've always loved that lyric. And even though his friend Joe didn't write that song, he will live forever now through that song.
All of his fans will know who he is.
Yeah, and imagine being the parents of that kid and hearing that song, and you just be like, wow. Anyway, it's going to get deep again, so cheers for that one, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if I know Ren likes reaction channels and reaction videos, so if you ever see this, keep it up. You deserve every bit of your success, without a doubt.
Definitely.
1 million subs. It's just hit 1 million subs.
I saw just before. I was thinking like the last one we saw was 995,000
like
that he was at.
So congrats. But yeah, cheers for that, guys. See you soon.
Bye.